Hey guys, welcome to Bytesector. We're back with yet another episode, obviously, because we want you to subscribe. Anyways, this is going to be one of the more interesting videos because it's going to take you behind the scenes of my environment and what's really unique about it. I don't just run desktops and laptops, I run servers. And not just, home built, crappy servers. I'm talking enterprise grade Dell PowerEdge hardware. Anyways, without further ado, I say we get into this. I'm going to show you the servers, I'm going to show you the switches, I'm going to show you the backbone and infrastructure that powers my environment through and through. See you on the other side. So what am I talking about when I say I've got an enterprise grade environment running here? Well, let's take a look. It's not the prettiest. It's a beat up one off Kijiji. It's an HP. So let's go over here and open her up and take a look at what's inside. So I just set up a Dell monitor in there. Keyboard fit perfectly, again, ironically, a Dell keyboard. So it fit perfectly between the posts, which is excellent. So we're going to take a look at everything that's running in this rack. So at the top here, I've got a Dell R710. I really don't know what to do with some of these servers yet. I happened into them, so some of them are here with purpose and some haven't gotten their purpose yet. So this Dell R710 is loaded up with dual quad-core CPUs. I think they're from the Xeon 5600 series, and I believe it's got 64 gigs of RAM in it. Below that, I know you're gonna be like, why does he have all these servers if he's not using them? We've got a Dell R310 here, also not in use currently. So, and that one is sporting dual quad cores as well and 24 gigs of memory. This is my primary file server. Ignore the blinking orange light on the side. I've only got one power supply plugged in, that's why it's complaining. As you can see, we've got 11 of the 12 drives populated there. The 12th drive was just a hot spare. I had a drive die. I'm waiting for a replacement, so that's why that bay is empty currently. But we are running a RAID 6 array in here that gives me 24.5 terabytes of usable storage space. It's running dual quad-core X5600 processors and packs 32 gigs of RAM. It's my media server, it's my file server, and currently it's where I'm storing my video content from this channel. Below that, this is where we've got a bit of a beast. Below this gray bezel here is my Dell R710 server. It's running a version of VMware ESXi. It hosts 90% of my environment. So spec-wise, it's running dual Xeon 5600s again, quad cores each with hyper-threading. It's got 96 gigs of RAM in it, and right now we're running 7 out of the 8 300 gig 15K SAS drives, and as you can see there, the one in bay 7 here is blinking and the one in bay 2 is already pulled out. So one of my future videos is going to be my environment rebuild and redesign. I know it's dusty, so part of the environment rebuild, redesign is going to be cleaning these servers up. What's hosted on this box? We've got Active Directory hosted on the box, and yeah, I'm running a full Active Directory domain in this house. I have my full enterprise grade checkpoint gateway hosted on there, and the associated checkpoint management server. I have a checkpoint endpoint security server on there that gives all of my workstations endpoint security. I take security in my environment extremely seriously. There is no lack security in this environment because of that. Other things hosted on this server are a terminal server. I have an Aruba access controller. Well, not access controller, mobility controller, that's what it's called. So we've got a mobility master and a mobility controller. Right now in my environment, I am running 2 Aruba instant access points, which cluster themselves and do mesh by themselves. I would like to use the mobility master and mobility controller and hook those into a controller so that I can expand my Wi-Fi using some AP125s and the AP225 that I have. So that's pretty much what's running on the ESX server. Surprisingly, when everything's powered up and everything's spec'd out properly, I'm using about 75 to 90% of the 96 gigs of RAM, which scares the crap out of me, but it means that, sorry about the wobble in the camera, it means that I need more memory, ultimately, or I need to fine-tune the environment. Okay. We're gonna snap that back on. The box below that, there is no bezel on it. Ignore this WebSense V10000 sticker. It is not a WebSense appliance. Right now, it is my mail server. It's a beefy box. It's got dual hex cores. It's got 24 gigabytes of memory, and it's running 4 300 gig drives, 2 of them in RAID 1 for the OS and all of the applications, and 2 of them in RAID 1 for all of the mail data. I replaced, actually, the 310 up here used to be my mail server, but after doing some calculations and running the numbers, I found that the much more powerful 620 with its more power efficient power supplies was actually going to draw the same amount of power as the 310 with dual quads and provide me much better performance on the mail flow. Below that I have another R310, identically spec'd to the one above. I'm thinking one of those R310s is going to become a head unit for the Supermicro chassis that sits below this one. You're looking at it saying, wow, 20 drive bays, that's awesome. So 4 across, oh, sorry, my apologies. I can't count 24 drive bays. 4 across, 6 up, 24 drive bays. It's actually got 24 on the front and 21 on the back. So this is a 45 drive bay chassis. It's a bit legacy. It's only SAS 6 gigabit. Out of these 24, there are 22 terabyte hard drives in there. I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to provision that storage. I think that I'm going to set aside 5 of those drives and make that a RAID 6 array that I'll use as storage for my ESX server, and then the rest of it will eventually become video storage. Now below that you're going to see another chassis. That one also is powered off currently. It's got 20 drive bays in it. I was getting a bit confused earlier, that's why. This is a Norcotech chassis. Right now I've used 16 of the 20 drive bays as backup storage and archival, so that anything on my 24 terabyte server that is actually important to me and I don't want to lose, I archive to this server. I don't keep it powered on, partly because of the power savings of not having a server running 24/7, partly because I don't need the disks spinning and incurring failures earlier in life. And then below that is a 1500 VA Triplite UPS system. As you can see, I'm consuming about 17.6 kilowatt hours per day, which is equivalent to I can run it for 9 minutes, and I think that was about 760 watts of power being consumed. So there's the front of the server rack. Pretty crazy, right? Well, now let's go around the back. Hey guys, so it's really cramped back here. I couldn't get the door off. It's a pretty shitty rack. So I'm just gonna quickly overview. You can see my patch panel there. Got all my cables put in. Below that, I'm running a 48 port Nortel 5520 power over Ethernet switch. It's a layer 3 switch. Looking down a bit, you can see there's my coax from all over the house. And below that, all of the servers with their cable management arms. They're all on sliding rails. You can see up top there the cables coming in from the rest of the house. Good chunk of cabling for the house, given that it's a semi-detached and there are only, 3 bedrooms upstairs and a living room and then the basement. You might be wondering what this is. This is a Lutron bridge for the smart lights in the house. Anyways guys, I'm gonna take this back to the desk and we're gonna wrap up. So guys, that's my server environment. That's what I'm running the house on. That's what powers everything. That's what gives me remote access. Awesome, thanks very much guys. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give me a thumbs down. I don't have to say, leave me a comment and definitely subscribe to this channel. It's only gonna get better from here. You've seen what I've got to start out with. Imagine where I can go once I have your support. Thanks again guys, have a great day.